Oh man. Good evening, good night, good morning, ladies and gents. Where were we at? Yeah, so last time we kind of ran around a bunch and I built this, we'll call it a shack. Hopefully soon to be a house. Got a little farm going, kind of this weird overhang thing, and my massive tree grew, so that's pretty cool. Grab some more levels, and we want to put some windows in here, so we'll do that. I'm actually going to finish the rest of the house first. Don't know where I'm going to go with that, but for starters, I'm going to start by... What a sentence. I'm going to commence by felling the massive tree that I grew last time. We all doing okay? I hope everyone is. I've got some plans for the future that I want to work on as far as like my own creativity. I'm not the most creative person in the world, so anything I can is like, oh, it's fun. And every once in a while I get the itch to start, making stuff again. So this is kind of where this series came from in the first place. But I do have some ideas for future stuff though, and I'm kind of excited about it. Hopefully it won't take too long to, get set in motion and put together. I talked a little bit about it last time. I'm a big car guy. And I want to start creating automotive stuff, like just grassroots, working on my car, driving my car, racing my car, etc. So I have a GoPro that I got for my parents bought it for me. My birthday is right next to Christmas. So it's always like, oh yeah, my gifts are combined with Christmas, the standard meme. But the way it works in my house is usually my parents, they don't I don't get tons of gifts. I just get one really expensive gift, and so last year that was a GoPro. And that was pretty cool, and I've been using it, and it's been great. I used it for sailing. I used it for skiing and like snow sports and that kind of thing. And most recently, I was with my friend, and we tried to record some videos of us driving our cars around, like around where we live. And the problem was, first off, we couldn't hear anything, and it was just a little clunky. So what I want to do is I'm going to get some, I don't know, I might buy them later this week. I spent freaking $70 on better storage for my computer. That's another tangent for another time. But what I wanted to do was I want to create some automotive content, some track stuff, my own journey with my own car and that kind of thing. Oh, I thought that was a sapling. I got excited. So I'm gonna get a POV camera, like one of the magnetic ones that clips onto your shirt. And it's got a stability thing. That way it's not just gonna be like super shaky, and it's not like I'm running around. I'm sitting down in a car, so. And then I got the wind noise was the worst part about the video that we created. Was the wind noise was just absolutely terrible. So, drop my sapling, there we go. I'm gonna get some of those wireless lav mics that you can just clip onto anything. So I'll record video with the cameras, and then I'll record the wireless. The kits that connect to the GoPro are ridiculously expensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my phone to record audio using those nice microphones. and then I'll put it together in post, and that's going to be how that works. I'm pretty excited for it, but like I said, I just spent some money on my computer, so I can embark on that tangent now, actually. My computer that I'm playing on now is this is stupid. My computer that I'm playing on now is it's got an i5 128 or 132 KF, I don't remember. I have a 1660 Super for my graphics card. Pretty old, but still punches above its weight even today. At least for the price point, it's absolutely fantastic. And then I have 32 gigs of RAM. And then the storage is really, really strange. It has a 128 gig SSD card, where the SSD card has an SSD, 128 gig, super small. That's where the C drive lives. Already you see the issue. Number 2, I don't know what shape I want this house to take. And then I have a second internal drive. It is a 300 gigabyte hard disk. So even worse. And then I have a 500 gigabyte SSD that is external, so it's limited by how fast, like the USB transfer speeds. So I bought a terabyte M.2 drive. So that comes in the mail tomorrow. So tomorrow I get to move over all my stuff to my new drive, reinstall Windows, all of that fun stuff. It's going to be great, but I'm excited. Hopefully I get a nice, healthy bump in frames just because of how fast the drive is. So we'll see. So with that being said, I'm probably going to wait to spend money on the recording stuff just for a little bit. Yeah, screw it. I'll just make a bunch of stairs. I don't know how I want to do this really. I definitely like this. I'm not great at roofing, so I'm not great at building in general, so that's actually what this is. Okay. That is a successful first layer. We'll move on to the same here, I think. Incredible. I kind of just want to do this. And then I make the rest into slabs, I think. Slab it up. No idea how this looks. It looks nostalgic. It's the best word I can come up for that. Okay. But yeah, so I really want to get into that whole aspect of it. I have a simulator, like a racing simulator, and that's really fun, and some of you may have seen those videos on this channel before. If you're really cool, you may have seen me even drive my previous car, Toyota Celica, on the racetrack that I live near. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Y'all didn't see what happened to the Celica. I hit a deer. I was driving home around Christmas midnight, and a deer jumped out in front of me and was like, they saw me coming, and they were like, you know, if I hurry, I still have time to leap directly at it. That looks pretty awful. That looks less awful. I'm just kind of freestyling right now. That looks kind of cool. Might add some like trim pieces here. Frick it, let's go all the way around. But yeah, I was coming home late one night, around Christmas time, and a deer jumped out in front of me, and it didn't total the car, but it was still running and driving, and it was fine. It was all cosmetic damage. But the issue was I didn't have the money nor the time to wait for parts to drive it again, because it could drive, but it was not safe to drive every day. Mostly because the headlight was caved in and my door didn't open. The driver door didn't open, so that was RIP. Pretty much. I'm not gonna follow the same pattern over here. I'm just gonna do might just like that's kind of cool. Okay. I like that. Little design on the front of the house. And I'll put torches there. This is very, very old school Minecraft. I like it. Okay. Now that the foundation for the house is done, where do I go from here? Well, first things first, I have to take care of my crops. It's gonna be my livelihood. Who goes there? So yeah, I bought back the Celica from the insurance company. I actually made money on that car. I paid $5,500 for it from the original owner with 96,000 miles on it. It was a GTS and a manual. It was very cool. After the insurance money, I sold it. I bought it back from them at a price cut, sold it, and that ended up being $150 more than I paid for it, not including maintenance or anything like that. So that was very awesome. I was very fortunate there. Then using the insurance money, I bought a Civic, a Honda Civic, just a base one, as a temporary A to B because I needed a car pronto. Put more of these in there. I'm gonna grab my crafting table. I'm gonna hit the mines. Yeah, so I bought that, and then I sold that at a net positive, and I sold that for more than I paid for it. So I'm actually doing really good on my cars. And then I bought my Miata. Arguably probably not the best decision considering its shape. Y'all haven't seen it on the channel yet, so y'all don't know that. But it's a good car and I like it. I just replaced the valve cover gasket a couple days ago. So that was a good time. I kind of feel like I need more food. I'm gonna wait for nighttime and then I'll go and go hunting before I go and hit the mines. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the Miata now. Hopefully in the consideration for a job come January or February. So if that comes through, I might sell it and buy something a little bit more comfortable and practical to get along with as a daily. Looking at a Scion FRS / Subaru BRZ. I can't realistically keep two cars at the moment, so I'd probably get one of those, like a 2015 or something. That way it has decent enough reliability. And it's a lot newer than a 99 Miata, so it's a lot more comfortable without sacrificing any of the performance. And that, along with the storage that an FRS offers, would definitely be a very cool car to buy. Without, and it's described as like a grown-up Miata a little bit. Same formula, just with a coupe instead of a convertible. Like a roadster. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the boxer engine inside them. But, I figure with due diligence and maintenance properly, I'll be alright. So those are my goals for the foreseeable future. If it does come to fruition, it'd be awesome. But in the meantime, there's some cool events coming up, and I want to take my Miata to the racetrack. Unfortunately, the local racetrack is quite expensive, Virginia International Raceway. The cheapest way to get there is SCCA Track Night in America. So I'm going to spend about $200 getting into that for one night in December. They do have a... Oh, this is my mind, that's right. They do have a charity lap event where it's a lot... It's not so much a track night as it is the racetrack becomes part of the roads. Like a glorified toll road. Basically, for one day, for $25, you can drive your car, whatever car, on the racetrack for about 3 laps at highway speed. You can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes because when I took my Celica there, which is on the YouTube channel if you scroll back a bit, I topped out at 96 miles an hour before I had to brake for the car in front of me. So that was that. I would love to go back, but this time with a Miata with admittedly quite grippy tires. It's currently on Advan, Yokohama Advan Flevo V701 tires. Bit of a mouthful, but that's a 300 treadwear tire, so pretty good. Definitely more grip than the Miata needs by a long shot. And yeah, that car has no mods, so raw, unfiltered fun. Though arguably for a stock power Miata, less is more in terms of tires, so you can drift the thing. I can't do that with the current setup. So yeah, we will see. I'm really torn with this car because the problem is now I have it in my I have it in my head that I would like to sell it and buy something else, the FRS, or a FRS rather. But so it's like it's hard for me to justify putting more money into the car when it's not gonna return that. But I figure I've done well on my cars, so I can afford a loss. I just don't know what to do. It needs paint. The clear coat is faded on the trunk and on the hood, and it's peeling on the passenger door sill. Oh, what the heck? This is mildly annoying. So yeah, I don't know how much money I want to actually spend on the car, knowing that I'm going to end up selling it somewhat soon if what I envision comes to pass. So, don't really know what I'm going to do there. I don't know when to stop, you know. So yeah. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Finally. Ugh, are you serious? I have a shovel, so it's not more annoying than water, but it is a very close second. But yeah, what rides do y'all have? What are you currently running right now? Give me some ideas. And by give me your ideas, I don't mean suggestions on what car I should buy. I'm kind of set in what I want. And you're not going to steer me away from the Japanese side of things. Just in terms of reliability, build quality, and overall performance, I think the Japanese are the best bang for buck. And I care more about handling than power. So American muscle is out of the equation. And I don't have the money for German reliability, so I just really get along with the lightweight rear-wheel drive cars of Japan, which is how I ended up in a Miata and a Celica, even though that's front-wheel drive, but you get the idea. I did discover a new YouTube channel today, Haters Garage. You might have seen, he had one video that really banged. It was, I put a true quad exhaust on a 4-cylinder. And it sounds absolutely nuts. I need more coal, so I'm going to mine up the rest of this. But he did a video. He's recently started a video series, 2 videos in it. One 3 weeks ago, one 2 days ago. He's rebuilding and restoring an A86 SR5. So, Toyota Corolla, USDM, SR5, so the base model. Carbureted 4-cylinder, not the fuel-injected 4A GE. But it's still freaking cool. I would love to have one of those, I think, or at least drive one, you know. I don't know what they're actually like to live with. But a lightweight rear-wheel drive hatchback? A rear-wheel drive hatchback. That, with the engine that revs to the moon? Yes, please. That was one thing I was obsessed with for a while on my Miata, is putting ITBs on it. I thought that'd be very cool. There's a video by a company that builds, like, they produce an ITB setup for a Miata. And I thought that thing was just, it sounds amazing. Ooh, a geode. Hi, buddy. I'm not going to destroy the whole crystal. I'm just going to grab a few. Okay. But I'm going to go back up, because I need more stuff. got down pretty far. I kind of wanted to find a cave system and run through it that way. That's much faster. Though a greater risk of dying, albeit. I'm tired. The mines. Yeah, I think a hatchback like that would be cool. 2+2. But I don't have the money for that. Those things are expensive. If I had the money, I would rebuild one. And it would be the project. Put ITBs on it, you know, higher, bigger cams for higher red line, like thinking 8,000, 8,500. Some valve springs and retainers, of course. I've actually got a friend who lives near me. He has a first generation AW11 MR2, which has the same engine. The 4AGE, and that thing sounds beautiful. It's actually a funny story. I was going to my cousin's house to play some golf, and he was at the pump next to me, and I was like, man, that's a cool car. He comes out of the gas station with some food, and I was like, hey man, it's a sick car. Turns out I live like 3 minutes down the road from him. So that's pretty cool. He just bought a Hyundai Elantra N, and he took me for a ride. That thing was very fun. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this lightning rod yet, but I will take the spyglass any day of the week. Are we gonna talk about the Minecraft Live update? Oh my goodness. All the copper stuff comes out tomorrow. That's like first thing. And spears, zombie horses, Nautilus. That's gonna be a good update, let me tell you. I'm definitely excited for that. But do I have string? I could have sworn I had a fishing rod. I have fish. Unless I got them from the shipwreck that was over there. That may be the case. Alright. Well, finished the house building. Got some mining done. I might call it here. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I've rambled on long enough. But this concludes our little timeout from everything else, you know. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you have a great time. I'll talk to you later.